What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal, and today 5 reasons why Arsenal can win the Premier League title. But before I go on, if it's your first time to my channel, welcome, thank you so much. If you're a returning gooner, thank you once again. Hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, and bash me a like. Let's get into it. So after Arsenal thrashed Aston Villa 4-1, and let's be honest, I was completely thrilled, absolutely thrilled, because it hurt me what they did to us. When they beat us at the last minute, 2-1, and I saw the players collapse. As an Arsenal fan, that's how you felt. That's how I felt. My only thing on my mind as well, I went straight to the fixture list and I said, when are we playing these guys again? If Arsenal could play them the next day, I would have done it. Trust me. Or should I say we should have done it, because I wasn't playing. And after when I saw that it was on, the 30th of December, I said, listen, what a way to end the year. First half, I still think we controlled it. Lost possession a few times where Villa should have actually capitalized on, but did not. In the second half, we all saw what happened. It should have been really 4-0. The only thing that hurts me is the fact that we didn't keep a clean sheet, but we done the business and we got the revenge. So since then, with Man City dropping points, I know they dropped 2 points yesterday, but some people say it's still early. It's halfway through the season. It's not early. September's early. October's early. May I say November, the start of November's early, but we're halfway through. It's not early anymore. We're halfway through the league. So what's some of the reasons why I believe that Arsenal can actually win the league? Let's get into it. Number one is discipline. And some people might feel, oh, am I talking about them being motivated? No, I'm not talking about the difference between being motivated and staying disciplined. I'm talking about the discipline on the pitch. Last season, Arsenal had 6 red cards. And do you know what that means? That means that there were many games that we were impacted because we were leading from winning positions, or we were controlling the games, coasting. And after getting those red cards, things completely changed for us. I'll give you a case in point. Brighton, when Declan Rice got that infamous red card for just touching the ball, we were 1-0 up at Brighton at the Emirates. It was a nice day. Great game. Arsenal controlled the game. Rice gets sent off. The whole game changed. Brighton started to attack us. Let me start again. Brighton started to attack us. Brighton were on the ascendancy. And I think it kind of shook Arsenal. It rattled us, because not just the players, but all of us in the stadium were thinking, what is this? We ended up drawing that game with Brighton. So my point is, if Rice was still in that pitch, we would have probably still won the game. We'd have probably still scored another goal, because obviously once you go down to 10 men, the tactics need to change. Another point as well, Man City away at the Etihad. We're 2-0 up just before half-time. Trossard kicks away the ball. In his defense, he said he didn't hear the whistle. What happened? He got sent off. Absolute madness. We played the second half. We stayed in our box and we defended for the whole match. We got criticised for it. I look back and I said to myself today, that was the right thing to do. You're at the Etihad, at Man City, who were the champions, right? You're down to 10 men. You're 2-1 up. What do? You don't attack. It's not wise. If we had 11 men, the game might have changed. We might have even won that game. What's my point? We dropped points. We probably dropped about 4 points. We dropped 4 points from those games. It could have been 6 points. We could have won those games. My point is, whenever you're trying to chase for a Premier League title, it's fine margins, right? You need to put these games away. And we lost a lot of games due to discipline or ill discipline from the team as well. So a lot of us will say, or some people might say, we drew games and we had a lot of draws. Yes, we did. Majority or some of those draws were from games that we went down to 10 men. So that's the context. This time round, Arsenal, I believe, no player has had up to 5 yellow cards, 5 yellow cards this season for them to be suspended for a match. It's not even happened. So that's a lesson that's been learned. How has that helped us? Immensely. Let me give you an example. We beat Wolves 2-1. Let's say we got a red card in that match. That game would have been a completely different game. We'd have probably drew that game. We'd have probably lost that game. That's my point. That's why it's always important to make sure you have 11 players on the pitch, because that one extra man can make that difference. Obviously, they will, especially when you have tight games. And that's a big difference from Arsenal in the last season and this previous season. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is that all waffle, or does that actually matter? I believe it does. We had 6 red cards compared to now, none so far. So discipline has increased. And that's, for me, a sign of maturity. Another point that people have to consider, the games that we lost last season, we are gaining. I've done a quick analysis. We've gained about plus 15 points. Yes, I had to consult ChatGPT. I'm not ashamed. I ain't got time to be siphoning through all this information. I consulted ChatGPT and I found out. And obviously, after a few tries, I had to tell it, listen, stop being lazy, yeah? Give me the right information, because it kept on saying they can't get it. Stop lying to your boy. Eventually, I got the information, plus 15 points. Plus 15 points. Few games off the top of my head. Newcastle, St. James's Park, we lost last year, 1-0. This time, we beat them 2-1. And what I loved was the never say die attitude. We came back on the last minute and we won that game. What other game? We drew with Fulham last year, 1-1. We beat them 1-0 or 2-0. We lost to West Ham 1-0. This time, I still beat them 3-0. We beat Forest last year. We beat them again. Who else am I thinking about now? What other teams as well? Everton, we drew 1-1. This time, we beat them 1-0. So that's my point. It's not only a sign of maturity, but a sign of a team that's more compact, a sign of a team that's more focused, and a sign of a team that wants to win a title. We are now capturing points from games that we probably drew or lost the last season. That is the big difference that I can see halfway through the season. That's why I think it's good for me to make this video now. I can see vast improvements. Number one, like I said, the red cards, the discipline has improved. Number two, we are going to these games with that mentality. And I'm sure Arteta is telling them, boys, this time last year, this exact fixture, you lost. Go and win it. That's how we lost it. That's how we ended up 10 points behind Liverpool in the previous season. Let's get into it. My next point, strength in depth. And I know this has kind of been a two-edged sword. It's been great for Arsenal. Why do I say it's so important? We were raveled by injuries last season. We had so many injuries last season. And one of the reasons, I believe, is because we didn't have depth. So we would play Saka. We would just destroy this man's hamstrings because he has to play every match because there was no backup. And it's continued happening. And eventually happened with Kai Havertz because there was no one really else. Then what happened? We had to use Mikel Merino as a makeshift striker. And he did a good job. As a number 9, he was playing as a false 9, but he did a good job. Completely different this season. We have about 2 players for every position. Saka doesn't have to play every match. Even against this game against Bournemouth, I want to see Saka on the bench, Madueke starting. We've got 2 people that can play in that position. No, actually 4. Dalman can play on the right. Wanyeri, and that's a complete another topic, can play on the right. Madueke and Saka. On the left, you got Trossard, Madueke, Martinelli. Up front, you got Havertz, you got Gyökeres, you got Mikel Merino, Jesus. As a number 10, you got Odegaard, you got Wanyeri and Dalman as well. As a number 6, we've got Zubamendi, we've got Norgard. As a number 8, we've got Rice, we've got Marino. At the back, come on. We've got Nkapie, Calafiori, Skelly, Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, Timber. We're stacked. And it's so scary because Arsenal can even go to our FA Cup game against Portsmouth and Arsenal can have a back 4 of, let's be honest, right? Arsenal can have a back 4. Let's say, would Mosquera be back? Let's just say our back 4 against Portsmouth could be Mosquera, Nkapie, Skelly, White, midfield, Marino, Norgard, Eze. Eze. See, I even forgot about that as a number 10. On the right, we can play, let's say, Wanyeri, Jesus, or Havertz. On the left, Martinelli. That is how strong our B squad is, or a B-ish squad is. And it matters. But it works against us because of that. Whenever we have an injury to a key player like Rice, people say, no, it doesn't matter, man. Because you guys got strength and depth. You got no excuses. So a lot of people try and throw that book in our faces, but because we've got, depth in numbers, because we've got a good depth in our squad, we can't still not feel injuries. When Saka's out, and this is what I don't agree with, right? I know I'm rambling on a bit. If we don't have Saka, if we don't have Rice, if we don't have Gabriel, it still affects us. Yes, we've got depth, but it's the quality. No disrespect to those that are backing up. They're doing a wonderful job. When Saka was out, Madueke came in and he did a good job until he also got injured. But my point is that we know there's some players, when they're missing, we're a bit shaky. Gabriel for me. Let's be honest, we won that game without Rice. Would it been this? Would I'm getting excited. Would it have been the same outcome if Gabriel wasn't playing? I don't know. Probably doubt it. That's one of the things that we have to consider. On to my next point. One of the things that Arsenal are doing this season that they weren't doing in previous seasons is finding a way to win. And I'm going to call on my good friend Owen Goals. Yes. And it has been a topic of debate and controversy. A lot of people, well, especially pundits, fans, our own fan base and rival fans say it's not sustainable, it's disgraceful. Own Goals. People don't talk about the delicious deliveries from Saka and Rice. World-class deliveries, world-class corners they take. And they take corners in such a way, it always causes disarray in the opposition box. They panic when Saka or Rice takes a free kick because they're able to give these sweet in-swinging corners and it puts teams under pressure. There's a saying goes that you make your own luck. So I don't think that Arsenal are lucky by getting these own goals. They're probably doing it on purpose because they know if we get this delivery as sweet as we can, anything can happen. Our players can get on the back of it. And let's be honest, whenever Gabriel is there and there's an in-swinging corner, the opposition gets shook. I don't care who they are. They get shook. And that's another point, which is a sub point. There's a fear factor about Arsenal that wasn't there before. Some people are going to say, no, there's no fear factor. And I'm going to tell you this. Pep Guardiola, from when I can remember, has only taken off Haaland if Haaland has been injured. They played Arsenal at the Emirates. They were 1-0 up. Guardiola takes off Haaland. Something he would never do. And he basically played a 5-5. No striker. There were no attackers. They sat back deep in their half of the field and they defended for their lives. Guardiola, we're talking about Guardiola. We're talking about probably the greatest manager, coach, whatever you want to call him in history. I still prefer Ferguson, but that's a whole different debate. And he's sitting back defending against Arsenal that you're winning 1-0. That is un-Guardiola-like. And that's what he was subjected to. Why is that? Is it because he was at the Emirates? Could be. Or is it because that he knew that Arsenal are a dangerous squad? Is it because he knew that having a 1-0 win against Arsenal is great, considering the type of team they have? And that's what I mean. There's a fair factor. No team, no coach, no manager is going to play a 5-5 unless they know the people we're going up against, they're dangerous. That was levels of respect. When Arteta mentioned that, nobody said anything. All they said to Arteta, and they completely bombarded him, was that, oh, it was a bit of a toothless performance. We should have gone for it. We did. We got an equalizer. And because of Martinelli and Eze linking up, we've got an unbeaten home record. So I just wanted to sprinkle that in. Last point why I think that Arsenal can actually do this. Arsenal have been consistently finishing second 3 seasons in a row. Yes, people tease us. Yes, people say stuff like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. That was quite funny when we went over to Anfield. These guys had a good laugh at Arteta. All good, ha ha, he he. Let's get over it. But let me use this analogy. How many of you have got a job from the first interview? Some of you probably have. Majority of us have never. Some of us, you've got to the final 2 of a job interview and you almost came close and you were coming close. The first interview down to the last 2. Yes, we liked you. It was between you and another person. We liked both of you, but we just preferred this person. Oh my gosh, I didn't get it. You feel a bit down. You feel a bit upset. You go to the next one. This next thing happens again, but you don't give up. You continue going. But the fact that you know that you're close enough and you know that, listen, there must be something good about me. I must be a good candidate because I'm almost there. The fact that that continues to happen, it gives you that bit of confidence that, you know what, it's only around the corner. I'm almost there and I'm going to get that dream job. I'm going to land that role I've been desperately looking for. That's the way I see Arsenal. They've come second 3 times in a row. But in their mind, they're thinking, listen, we're always in the conversation of a title race. We've almost always got there. We've just fallen a bit short. We just need to tinker a few things and we can make it happen. And I believe this season they are doing it. Last season, what hurt us a lot was draws. This season, we're winning those games. We're not dropping those games. Red cards is not happening this season. The strength in depth is happening this season. That's my point. We've rectified a lot of the ills from the previous season. So Arsenal have put themselves halfway through the season in a great opportunity to win the Premier League. So that's it from me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have I missed out any vital points? can Arsenal actually go ahead and seal it? I want us to do it. I personally think if Arsenal can do it, the pressure off Arteta will, obviously come off. But then I think you're going to see Arsenal playing a different style of football. Because now, listen, deep breath. I've won the Premier League. I've done it. It was a tough one. Now I can start to tinker a bit. I can be a bit more expressive. Then you can start seeing Arsenal play the type of football they want to play, if that kind of makes sense. I believe for teams like Man City, who were winning the league back and forth, went into every campaign and thought, us are, champions. Even if we don't win it this season, you know what? We don't really have much to prove in a sense. Arsenal have a lot to prove. That's why people always saying the pressure's on them. And I kind of agree. It's pretty much Arsenal's to lose. Arsenal have an opportunity to be 7 points clear by Saturday before Man City play Chelsea on Sunday. A lot of people saying that I believe Chelsea will do something. I know they've lost their manager, but it's going to go two extreme ways. Yes, they don't have Caicedo, but I believe that Reece James will slot into that midfield with Enzo. Chelsea have got a good attack. Don't care. Chelsea have got a good attack. Yes, they might be young, a bit naive, but they've got a good attack. I worry about their defense. That's the only thing I worry about. But I believe Chelsea can do a job. I hope they do a job. I hope they cause them to drop points. But let's be honest, Chelsea are one of the random teams this season. These guys put up a wonderful display against Barcelona. Arsenal, they drew. Then Leeds, they lost. So anything can happen. Man City will be hungry to rectify those ills against Sunderland, but I think it's going to be a great match. But come on, you Gooners, let's get those 3 points at Bournemouth. So once again, have I missed out any vital points why Arsenal can actually win the Premier League? And until the next video, you know.